Good morning, everyone. This is Royce Miller coming back at you with yet another Let's Try. And today on the docket, we have something truly interesting. You see, one of my favorite YouTube channels that is food related is JapanEats, a gentleman who posts shorts about his life eating food in Japan. And so I went to a local, because it's definitely not local to me. Very far away, actually. A Japanese restaurant, and ordered some food from there to try for you all. First off, I really wanted to find my penguin monocle, but I couldn't. It's lost to time, unfortunately. But the reason why is because we're really going fancy today, because we are trying beef tartar. At least this is supposed to be beef tartar. It looks a little cooked, but that could just be oxidization. I've never had raw beef before. I've had a pretty rare steak in my day. My grandma loves rare steak. When I told my mom and grandma my plans, my grandma was like, ew, and then my mom was like, Mom, you like raw steak, or if your steaks are any more rare, they'd be raw. But so here we have a marinated steak tartare. Very tender. It comes with bean sprouts, green onions, topped with sesame seeds. Ooh, look at that. Are those little zucchini strips? Oh, that's delightful. So I called in my order, drove an hour, and picked it up. It's weird. It does kind of remind me of getting a medium rare steak from Texas Roadhouse, but marinated. Way different, obviously. If I had to guess, I think they quick seared it and then just sliced it up. And it's basically like, to get the flavors of both. You have the light searing of a quick pan fry, but then it's also, bloody raw in the middle. But now for something a little closer to home. The other thing I got from them. Behold! A pork curry bowl. I didn't know it come with broccoli. Broccoli is one of the few vegetables I actually don't like, but you know what? For you, I will eat it. First things first, though, we gotta try a bit of this pork with curry sauce. So, Japanese curry is notorious for being very mild. That said, it still has a lot of very floral, herbaceous notes. Oh, these are cucumbers. They were zucchini. Oh. Then you have pickled radish, I think. And the broccoli. Over the lips, past the gum. Watch out, stomach. Here it comes. Ugh. Ugh. It actually doesn't taste that bad. It tastes a bit like Brussels sprouts right now, which I do like, but in the past when I've had broccoli, it's always been like steamed or something and it tastes awful. There. $8 veggies. Now we can go to our meat. And then we can have our pudding. I love breaded pork chops so much. You can tell that I hail from both British and German lineage because I like deep fried pieces of meat. Fun fact for y'all: the chicken fried steak is actually an adaptation of schnitzel. German immigrants brought it to the United States in the 1800s. I like watching this channel called Squirrel Tactics. And he talks a lot about King of the Hill. And will also use it as a jumping off point to talk a lot about what is it called? Texas history. In fact, in yesterday's video, he mentions that Texas history is like its own course in Texas, which is so stupid. Like, well, ridiculous to me, because imagine if I was like, or imagine if, excuse me, if Iowa was like, had its own course on its own history. Using the marinade to zhuzh up the rice. Because it is just plain white rice. Much better. I wish they sold the spiced soy sauce in little packets. Anyway. I've really come to appreciate King of the Hill, too, watching his channel, because, like, you don't realize just how inorganic a lot of animation is until you watch King of the Hill and it's like real problems faced by real people, you know? When Bill Dauterive cross-dresses as his ex-wife, it's not because it's not a bit. It's not like Bart dressing up in the cheerleading stuff. No, it is him having a mental breakdown and crying for help. Give me a second, I gotta blow my nose. Sorry about that. What else was I saying? Oh, but JapanEat, fantastic channel. Really illustrates the difference between U.S. fast food culture and Japanese fast food culture. Like, Japanese food is way cheaper. You can get a ton of food for very little money. And apparently there's actually a dark reason behind that. Apparently Japan's economy collapsed hard back in like the 90s. Which is even mentioned in Spirited Away. There's so much rice in this thing. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the curry sauce, but that pork cutlet is thebomb.com. I would have gone with a butter chicken sauce or anything. There's so much rice. That's the thing about Japan, too. They give you a little bit of protein and then try to fill you up on rice. It's like out in the US, we made bread a main food group. Which, watch us go back to that, too. With lean times ahead. I don't know how I would not have done well in the Depression. I guess because I worked in a hotel, if that translated to back then, I probably would have done fairly decently. Like, I'd be making a lot of Hoover stew. Which was a mix of hot dogs, canned tomatoes, and pasta. Really cheap to make, like I think it cost less than $1, and it could feed like a big family. And I'd just be doing that for me. just so you know, this isn't going to be the last time we're going to this place this week either. I've got a tempura bento box here. Excuse me. With tempura veggies, tempura shrimp, a little sushi roll, some really good teriyaki chicken, some fried gyoza, a salad, and miso soup. But this is for tomorrow. Because I'm going to do this the way JapanEats would, where he gets it refrigerated from a convenience store and heats it up at home. So I'm going to be doing that, here, using expensive food that I paid way more than I would have paid for it in Japan. Then again, this isn't exactly a bento box. This is a little big. It's supposed to feel like a bento box, but it is not. Like, look at this. 4 pieces of sushi. You'd get 1 piece of shrimp. You get 1 piece of shrimp tempura in a tempura box from Lawson's or Family Mart or whatever, and you'd be grateful. Anyway, I shall see you all, well, not tomorrow per se, but when I review this, you all have a good one. This is Royce Miller. I'm outie.